Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of 8th grade math with Mr. J. McCoy. Today we are going to be solving systems of equations by substitution. So let's have our notebooks out. Teachers, you need to press pause when your students are taking notes. Give them an opportunity to record everything and press play when they are ready to go on. Students, start by writing down today's title, Solving Systems of Equations by Substitution. Go ahead and write that down now. Plus pause if you need to, teachers. So our first two definitions that we need to work with today. Substitute, to be in place of. So let's write this definition down. If we're solving with substitution, what does substitute mean? To be in place of. If you are cooking and you are going to substitute, let's say that you have something wrong with gluten, and so you don't have something wrong with gluten, but you can't eat gluten, then you substitute gluten-free flour for regular wheat flour. Okay, that's a substitution, in place of. Evaluate means to find the value of. That means we are going to take, okay, if you are going to buy 3 boxes of cereal, we're going to evaluate the cost. Well, 3 boxes of cereal times the cost of $2, that's going to be $6. That's your bill. That's evaluating. Go ahead and write those two definitions down now. Pause if you need to. Okay, so let's build on what we already know to do. Evaluate using substitution. Okay, this is something that we have already done. We did this during the elimination process. If you have the equation y equals 3x plus 5, and we're going to evaluate it when x equals 2. What we're going to do is we are going to put that 2 in place of the x. And so what this becomes is we're going to go ahead and put that 2 where the x is. That's going to become y equals 3 times 2 plus 5. Now we have to do the math. We have to evaluate it. 3 times 2 is 6. And then we add the 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. And what we have is the answer to when x is 2, y is 11. Now this could be the answer to your problem, and it would be the ordered pair 2, 11. Now this is something that we've already done. We take the value and we put it in for the variable. Let's go ahead and use that for today's problem. So today's problem. Solve the system of equations by substitution. Okay? I want you to go ahead and write this problem down. Y equals 5x minus 10 and the equation y equals 3x plus 2. We want to find when these two equations are the same. That is the purpose of solving a system, is to know when the two are equal. Okay? Go ahead and write these two down. Now, substitution is fairly abstract, and so I want to go ahead and color code this. You don't need to color code this, but I'm going to go ahead and color code this so that you can see how this is working. I want you to notice I color coded y equals 5x minus 10 in red. And I want you to notice that I made this other y also red. Because what we're going to do is we are going to put this y equals 5x minus 10, and we're going to put it in place of y. You can see how I drew that arrow there. I want you to write that down just like I rewrote it. So at the top you have the two equations, and then I want you to kind of stack those and draw the arrow showing that 5x minus 10 is going to go in place of the other y. If y is 5x minus 10, then I can substitute it in the same place. Y is Y. This is called the equal values method. If they are the same, then you can set them equal to one another. So you have them stacked, and what we're going to do is we are going to rewrite this in such a way that it becomes 5x minus 10 equals 3x plus 2. Go ahead and rewrite this, okay? Because this is the substitution, the recognition that 5x minus 10 is y. So where it says y, we can put it in that same place. And this is the act of substitution. Now, the great thing is, once we get past this act of substitution, we can solve the equation using opposite operations to get like terms to the opposite side as we isolate the variable. That's the step. This is what we already know. We already know how to solve equations. We just needed the substitution so that we could get rid of the y variable so that we can solve the x variable. If you would pause the video now so that you go ahead and write down that direction, solve the equation using opposite operations to get like terms to the opposite side as we isolate the variable. Okay, let's go ahead and solve it like we need to, okay? So the first step anytime we're solving equations is to get the variables, the x's, the like terms, together. So I notice I'm going to bring my smaller 3x over to the 5x. So let's go ahead and subtract 3x from both sides. When I subtract 3x from both sides, this creates a zero pair. That's what gets rid of it. And then I have 5x minus 3x, and that's going to give me 2x. The minus 10 and the 2 didn't change, so they are still there. And then I think, okay, I need to isolate the variable, get the variable by itself. I'm going to keep that 2x on the left, but I might get rid of a minus 10. How do I get rid of a minus 10? The opposite. The opposite of minus 10 is add 10. So what I do to one side, I do to both sides. Okay. Now, once again, if at any point you need to pause this so that you can get it written down, please do so. Okay. Now I've got my zero pair here on the left, negative 10, positive 10. And on the right, I have 2 plus 10. That gives me 2x equals 12. And I think, okay, how do I do the opposite here? I added, subtracted. What is connecting that 2 to the x? Oh yeah, multiplication. 2 times x. The opposite of multiplication is division. So I divide. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay? This is the act of solving an equation. Okay? We use opposite operations to go ahead and arrive at our answer. So x equals 6. We're done, right, Mr. McCoy? No, I'm sorry, not yet. So let's go ahead and decide. Let's finish this out. Now, I'm going to go back to the two equations. Don't write this down yet. Just look up at your equation and you can think, okay, I've got two equations here. Y equals 5x minus 10 and y equals 3x plus 2. Which of those two is going to be easier to use to find the value of y? And I look at those and I say, well, this minus 10, I don't really like minuses, so let's go ahead and use this one. This one is a little bit better. So we're going to substitute 6 in for the x. So what I want you to write is this. This is down below in your notes. Y equals 3x plus 2. And write the number 6 and draw an arrow. This is the act of substitution. We are substituting the value of 6 in for the x. Go ahead and write that in now. Okay. Now, once we write in these notes that looks just like this image, we need to actually substitute. And when we substitute, that is going to become y equals 3 parentheses 6 plus 2. Write that in now. Now that I have that in, I'm just going to evaluate. I'm going to find my value for y. So I think 3 times 6 is, that's right, 18. And I continue. 18 plus 2 is 20. Okay, so I go through this math and I evaluate to find the value, and I get my answer y equals 20. Now the best thing to do to write your answer is to go ahead and write it as an ordered pair. Remember that x was 6 and y is 20. So solving using substitutions, we still arrive at an ordered pair. It's a point on a graph. The point of 8th grade mathematics is to get to this point, finding where two things are equal. So in our equation, we know that this is equal to 6, 20. And what we can do is we can use substitution to find where these two are equal. I hope this video helped today. I know it's a little bit different, pause, play, but we got to roll with the punches, folks. So, till next time.